$100 move is going to be no big deal. So no, none of this is shocking, nor are we even anywhere near the true fundamental value of an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver.
International Staffer.
Can you just give a quick summary of who you are and where you come from?
Got into banking. I studied business finance. So I was a banker for many years, and then I became a stockbroker over at Shearson. I started in the 80s. I was there on Black Monday as a new stockbroker. Started studying currencies and currency life cycles. I came into the metals markets after the formulas confirmed for me what was happening in the currency markets, and that was back in 2002. So I have been in these markets pretty much my entire life for about 60 years.
With all that experience and background, is it crazy to see the price action going on in the world in silver? Is that shocking to you, or have we only just begun?
We have only just begun. I mean, back in 2002 and the early 2000s, if you saw the spot gold market move 50 cents, that was a big deal. But I remember saying at that time, one of these days, $100 move is going to be no big deal. So no, none of this is shocking, nor are we even anywhere near the true fundamental value of an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver. So that lies in our future. When you're watching Wall Street, they say, well, this is gold and this is silver. No. Those are spot contracts. They're supposed to represent gold and silver in the ground, unmined, unprocessed. But in reality, in the U.S. particularly, most of that is being traded for contracts that, quite honestly, represent thousands and thousands and thousands of ounces of digital gold and silver that do not nor ever will exist, because with anything physical, there's a finite amount of it, but the markets read it as such. True value of an ounce of gold is over 40 grand an ounce, and the true value of an ounce of silver is over $2,000 an ounce. And what are they trading at, right? I don't give a crap about the numbers because I know they mean nothing.
Right.
And like I told you, I've been in these markets my entire life. And I do believe that it is critically important for everyone to understand the true value of the asset that they are trying to accumulate. And it's not rocket science. You don't have to be a special engineer to understand it. It is really simple. This people would think of as money, and it's fiat money, right? But it's created from debt. This is sound money that takes labor and effort and energy to create. So they're both money, they're just the flip side of the coin. So how do you know how much gold really is worth? Simple. You take all of the debt that's been created and use that as a proxy for all the money that's been created. Use the debt as a proxy, and with gold, and silver as well, there's a finite amount of it. And gold is indestructible. And so we can account for like 98% of all the gold that's ever been mined, but you just divide all the debt, buy all the gold, and then that tells you how much on a one-to-one basis gold is really worth. And then you can look at the historic norm, an average on that gold to silver ratio, and then that gives you how much silver is really worth. But when you look at Costco, Amazon, and Walmart selling gold and silver, who are their customers? They're just normal moms and pops. Would they be selling gold and silver if the demand was not there and they sell out of it as fast as they move into it, as soon as they stack it? So, the shift is there, and then couple that with the second lowest consumer confidence reading in history. When we break below the lowest confidence reading historically, which takes us back to the 80s when we were transitioning into this particular period, then I think it's game over, and you're going to be super happy that you've been stacking.
What is the dollar collapse going to look like? And is it just going to be a new monetary system that rises from the ashes? Like, what's going to happen?
Well, it's interesting when you became part of this, first with the cryptocurrencies and then with the think that it was a coincidence that Bitcoin came out in January of 2009 and quantitative easing.
Yeah.
March of 2009. Coincidence? I don't think so. This is the kind of stuff that Venezuelans have been using, and also a fractional gold, to sustain themselves. But you need to come together in community on a global basis as well, because we have to have a sound money movement. This is the best opportunity that I have ever seen in my entire career to actually get, or have the potential to get, sound money back in the monetary system again. It won't happen unless we demand it. How do you demand it? You vote with your purse. You vote with your wallet. You convert this garbage into sound money. And if we can get 3%, just 3% of the global population to convert their fiat money, their government garbage money, into sound money, I think we have a solid opportunity to have a seat at this table, meaning a say in the new monetary system. And here's the key with that, right? It must be redeemable. In other words, just like it used to be, right? We started out with this. Oh, how inconvenient it is to carry all this heavy gold around. I'm happy for the inconvenience. But hey, this is so much easier, right? This is a $20 gold certificate. So I could walk into any bank with this if I didn't like what the government was doing, and I could pull out this. Well, guess what? At the same time, this was also put in circulation since 1913, right, to 1933. All three of these were in circulation at the same purchasing power level. This was $20, this was $20, this was $20, nominally the same, right? So we, the public, had 20 years of getting used to using this. So in 33, when they took these two away, well, they still had this. Nothing had changed. That was the assumption. When in reality, everything had changed. If you go in the back bedroom and you do this, you're going to jail. But they can do it all they want because they've legalized it, and somehow we've agreed to it.
So if people want to follow along and hear from you as you start to recognize these different shifts and things that are going around, how can people find you and follow along? And if they have questions, how can they bounce them off you?
Oh, I love that that last one. I'm very, very prolific on YouTube and Twitter at the Lynette Zang, Instagram and Facebook at Lynette Zang, and the website is LynetteZang.com. However, every Tuesday at noon Arizona time, I do a live Q&A, which yesterday ran to 3 o'clock, so 3 hours. And I could have probably been on for another 3 hours, except I had another appointment.
My last question for you, because I know you're busy. You're out there changing people's lives, and I think that's awesome. And like, one of the reasons I started my YouTube channel back in the day is like, I found out about it. I was like a believer. I'm like, well, if I could just share the knowledge with 2 people and they share it with 2 people and it kind of builds that community you're talking about. But if you were just got into an elevator with somebody and you had like a 30-second elevator pitch on why they should be into physical gold and silver, what would you say in that 30 seconds?
According to the Bank for International Settlements, which is a central banker's central bank, gold is the only financial asset that runs no counterparty risk, geopolitical risk, is a proven inflation hedge, and is a war chest asset. Look around the world at what's happening. You want protection? Here it is. And there's nothing else that can do that.
Thank you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, you just watched this. It's time to prepare. It's time to get serious. And Lynette, what do we say?
Catch you on the next one.
catch you on the next one. Hey, Lynette, why don't you hit us with your outro catch tag?
If you don't hold it, you don't own it. And until next we meet, please be safe out there.
One stacker.